Welcome to another episode of Satisfying Static.
We're still doing this.
We're still doing this. Kristine is tired. She just got off work, and I have to be up at 4:45 in the morning tomorrow. So I'm low energy.
It's been a long day. Sounds like it's been a long day. But
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a good beat to step to.
Well, at least Kristine is in good spirits. So
yeah, it was a busy day. It was uncharacteristically busy for a Monday holiday. These days are usually just like Sundays and slow, and instead it was a brutal beatdown of OBGYN and orthopedics.
Okay.
Babies and bones. Babies and bones.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Seems like a happy Memorial Day. Anyway.
It's terrible. I only have one item to discuss for housekeeping. I am in the market for someone to do a rebrand of my logo for both Kapow and Millimeters of Mervyn. Preferably with website experience, because I want to build a website that's rather intricate for Millimeters of Mervyn. So if anybody out there has that expertise and you want to help a sister out, hit me up.
Exciting. My housekeeping, my cat Murray, that some of you may know, has made a friend, apparently.
Yes. Maggie at work today sent me a hilarious video of this gray and white cat, like, staring at her
creeping
through this window, and then all of a sudden disappearing. And I was like, that's hilarious.
This is the second time. So twice now I've been up at 1 a.m, as one does. And I've looked out the window and Murray is inside. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on outside? Who are you? But every time I walk up to the window, the cat runs away. But last night, I was literally holding Murray. I was like carrying him around. I was like, bro, tell your friend to go home. And Murray could be like not bothered by it at all. He was just like, yeah, I see him. And what? So I don't know what to do about this cat, but I have a feeling it's going to try to get inside eventually, because it just sits at the little cat window and stares into my apartment in the middle of the night like a little creep.
I'm more concerned about your cat door.
I mean, yeah, me too. Because, like, what am I supposed to do? Lock Murray out at night because he's bringing his friends over? Like,
right. Or, like, just be prepared to be the cat lady and have 2 cats now.
I really hope this strange cat doesn't make its way inside. But currently, it's just sort of hanging out like a creep outside, like staring into my apartment. I don't know if it's like they're waiting for Murray or what. I don't know if they have beef or if this is like a love affair. I have no idea. To be continued.
They're just friends. They're catting around. They're palling around.
They're catting around.
That's all.
I hope so. It looks clean. It doesn't look like a street cat, but who knows?
That's what I was going to say. Its ears look pretty okay. Its face doesn't look like matted or anything. Like, it looks pretty healthy, all things considered.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was wearing a collar or not. I don't think so, but I don't think
I did not see one. I did not see one in that video. I did not see a collar.
Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated.
Is there a plane?
Oh, can you hear that? Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a plane?
Yes. It is a plane.
Wow. Sorry. I haven't heard that sound in years. No, that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, my ex and I used to live in a house that was right next to the airport, so we heard this stuff all the time. But I haven't in years.
You don't hear airplanes by you? I guess not. I guess I wasn't really listening, but...
No, like, not at all. No, they don't. They don't. And even yesterday on the beach we were at, planes got pretty low and we didn't hear them at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they got much lower as they went by, but, like, they were low enough that you could clearly read the bottom text.
Wow, and you couldn't hear them? Why?
No, I don't know. Maybe the ocean was louder.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's probably a helicopter coming as well. We'll see how close that gets, but I'm used to living by airports, so it's weird when you can't hear airplanes.
A helicopter too? Are you next to a military base?
No, but I am right by the ocean, and we get a lot of helicopters over the ocean for whatever reason. So, yeah, sometimes it's very active. Plus, it's like 6 o'clock here, which is rush hour-ish.
Right. It is 9 p.m. here in the East Coast, Eastland, Eastern Down and Bound, whatever that, East Down and Bound. Wasn't that a show?
Oh, yeah. Was it East Down and Bound? It was about baseball, though, wasn't
I
it?
I think it's Eastbound and Down, and I don't think it was about baseball.
Ooh.
I think it was just like a not a rom com, but like a sitcom.
Wasn't
I gotta
he
Google
like
it now.
a?
Hang on.
Now we're googling it. Yeah, because wasn't he like a ex baseball player? Okay, my ex used to make me watch that show, but I can't say I retained any of it.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He wasn't a baseball player. Eastbound and Down, after substance abuse and insanely self-destructive and obnoxious behavior, throw a knuckleball at his Major League Baseball career. Former pitcher Kenny Powers retreats to his North Carolina hometown where he takes a job teaching PE at the middle school he once attended. What is that?
Okay, apparently we can't record in the evenings. Every once in a while, the neighbor in the building across and down watches sports.
What sports is he watching?
I can't see from here. I could probably tell you if I got up and looked out my door. Because he likes to leave his door open and has a very large TV, so you can usually see. And that's the only reason I know. But like sometimes he's got friends, so he's not doing it alone. But yeah, occasionally it's just him in there yelling at the TV.
It could be hockey or basketball because both are having exciting games tonight. The Celtics are playing the Heat in the NBA in a game 7. The Celtics are getting their butt smacked right now. And then Vegas is playing Dallas in a game 6 for hockey, and Dallas is getting their booties kicked right now too. It's a bad day in the league for green teams.
Yes.
He might be a Heat fan or a Vegas fan. He could be a Vegas fan.
I love that you made up this whole like little story for him. I'll start updating you on what I see on the screens, but it's been various sports so far. I think he's just like a sports guy. Also, Murray has now joined the chat.
I just don't imagine somebody going woo because they're watching golf. Okay, like I just don't.
No,
it could be baseball.
Yeah, definitely like a hockey, baseball, soccer.
I don't know what's going on in the MLB. I don't follow the MLB until hockey is all the way over. And the only reason I even care about NBA this year is because a lot of my coworkers are Celtics fans and they're all freaking out about Game 7. Hi, Murray.
He cannot be left alone. He's just an attention whore. So sorry, everyone. He would like to be part of the podcast. He's our special guest today. He's
invited.
As you know, I know nothing about sports, but I am going to my first Dodgers game in a couple weeks.
Oh my gosh, how exciting! Are you going to the Pride one?
I am, yeah.
Where they were uninvited and then reinvited. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I am going to that one. My friend organized like a big group of people, so we have like a little Pride section, which I think will be fun. But it'll be an interesting one to attend for sure. But I'm excited. I haven't been to the stadium yet, and I like attending sports or like group viewing sports, but I just don't like doing them or following them.
You like group viewing sports? I think all sports are group viewing sports.
Well, I mean,
imagine if it was just one person showing up to watch a sporting event, like individual sporting event watching, right? Like you just showed up and you were the only person behind the batter, and you were like, "Yeah, swing!" And then the batter was like, "What? I can hear you yelling at me. You're the only one. You're the only one here."
We're literally doing this just for you.
It'd be so awkward.
It would be awkward. No, I meant more like, like if you're at someone's house or like at a bar, not just like,
oh yeah,
sitting at home. Like I would not sit at home and put on a sports game just for enjoyment.
Oh, Kristine does that. I'm a doer for that, for hockey.
You are a hockey. Yeah, you are a sports fan.
I was a baseball fan for a long time. I followed the Cubs for a long time. And then, I don't know, 3 years ago, actually right when COVID hit, I was like, baseball. Anyway, shuttle-up-to-top shmara is going to be the sound. Yeah, with a bing. There you go. The first word, I don't know what it is.
Ooh, fun.
So, strike breaker, all one word.
Oh, like for when unions strike, like that?
I don't know.
We should Google it.
Streak breaker, if you will. Strike breaker definition.
I'm sorry. Murray is like licking my hands right now.
Oh my God.
Sir. Yeah, let's look that one up because the only thing I can think of in my head is like the person who breaks up.
Oh, it's a scab. It's
Oh,
a person
okay.
who works or is employed in place of others who are on strike, thereby making the strike ineffectual. That was the alarm from Olivia's cell phone about my laundry.
Hey,
Uh,
getting something done today. Nice.
yep, yep. I hope everybody knows that none of this is going to be edited out because I don't have time to edit out before it's due. So sorry about it. You all get to hear these things.
It's the raw and dirty version. It's fine. Like
The raw
the
and dirty
good old
version.
days when we were recording this on like iPhone headphones.
Yeah, on iPhones, which is yeah, you can't say iPhones and iHeadphones because you want to say like iHeadphones is iPhones, but that's a thing. iPhones are a thing.
Well, and they weren't AirPods, right? Because they were the corded ones. So
No,
it was like
correct.
I couldn't say AirPods either because that would also be a lie. Anyway, sorry.
Uh, so Strikebreaker, yeah. So I'm from the Midwest where we have a healthy amount of unions,
Yeah.
especially around
Same.
manufacturing, and there's a union where I'm from that would blow up a giant rat. I mean, I'm talking like at least a 2-story tall rat that they would put out in front of companies with signs that would say like X, Y, and Z company employs rats because X, Y, and Z is striking. And it was like the ugliest rat. It had like red eyes and like gross teeth.
Yeah.
It was a very detailed, inflatable rat.
It's yeah, they would put it up down in Chicago and stuff too. I'm pretty sure all the unions share the same rat.
I was just gonna say, is it the same rat?
They probably at least order it from the same place, but I would guess, yeah.
Are
Um
they collapsing it, folding it up, and shipping it to each other?
yeah, right.
Is it the Brotherhood of Traveling Rat?
God, it might be. But that was the first thing I thought of too, is like the rat when the rat goes up for strikes and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Unions, I guess, are interesting because yeah, I'm also from the Midwest and I'm from like the northwest side of Chicago, which is a very union heavy area of the city. So like generally everyone I know has been pretty pro union, but I also know that lots of people aren't, which is confusing.
I'm weirdly split on unions. So overall, I am a big supporter of unions, but I am also extremely hesitant when it comes to unions because you can very obviously see people abuse union positions,
Mm,
or like there are abuses built in that the unions protect. Like a lot of the police unions protect their officers too much for a lot of stuff.
fair.
But like I've seen firsthand how important teachers unions are since me and Olivia got together.
Oh
And then
yeah.
there's my mom who's a government worker who complained about all these union dues she paid and never had to use any of the union benefits in the 36 some odd years she was a federal employee. So it's like I kind of see like all sides of that where I'm like, yeah, it's annoying if you never have to use it, but you'd rather want to be able to use it to not use it. And then in certain spots you can overuse it or abuse it, and that sucks.
Okay. Like you just explained life, but all right. Like
Well, yeah, but like that's why I'm split on a lot of things, right? Like I'm
yeah.
split on, you know, all sorts of social things, right? Like universal healthcare for all. Like yes, that would be great in principle and I support it in principle, but real life application is just different, right? Like it increases your wait times, it makes wages lower for healthcare employees, et cetera, right? Like there's drawbacks to it. I feel the same way about unions. There are obvious benefits and obvious cons.
That's
What was that noise?
the children playing outside.
Oh wow, there's children in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I know, crazy, right? It's like a whole different world
Wow.
over here.
Yeah, it really is. Evening time is terrible for recording for you. We need to
Yeah.
make that mental note.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Good. Yeah. Around rush hour on a Monday is not the time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Noted.
fair. That's
Anyway,
fair.
but yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know enough about unions honestly to be part of this conversation, but that was really all I had for
That's
strike breaker.
all I have for Strikebreaker. Okay. Well, we can move on. If you can hear the click-clack in the background, the corgi has decided that she would also like to be a part of the conversation, so she's over here.
Today is just full of guests.
It really is. The next word is commemorate or
Commemorate.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That honestly just makes me think of like graduations and dead people.
Yeah, same. Same.
Like plaques and stuff. Like I can't imagine ever using that word in like a conversation that wasn't involving like a moment.
Yeah, I think I would use it to, describe a moment or an event or something that needs celebrated. I might use it in reference to a statue.
Okay, yeah, but wouldn't that also be like,
A moment in history, sure.
yeah, like I don't know. But yeah, it just makes me think of like plaques and stuff. Like the MLK statue that we
Oh,
so we're lucky to see with our own two eyeballs in
the very
Boston.
phallic statue, yeah. I was actually just talking about our walk through Com Ave and looking at all those statues
Oh,
yesterday because me and Olivia had dinner with her parents. And I was like, yeah. And I was telling Maggie about how, like, you had a brownstone on that street. And she was like, actually, I had a brownstone on Newbury Street, which is even fancier because that's where all the expensive shops are. And I was like, oh, okay. Awesome.
well, I was already impressed and now I'm more impressed. So there you go.
Right. And then I was like, she mentioned that hotel fire. And I was like, oh, there's a really cool memorial for the hotel fire. And I was like, yeah.
That's so
And then
funny.
I talked about it and they just stared at me. And I was like, oh, okay, well.
Guess they weren't. Maybe they'll see it for themselves one day. But
Maybe.
that was a fun walk. That was a fun, unexpected walk full of interesting history and statues. It went
That
on
was
forever.
fun. And I was like, it did go, and we didn't even finish it.
No.
And I was like, did you guys know that the woman Adams was the wife and father of a president?
Wife and
I can't
father?
remember her name. Oh, wife and mother. I can't think of her name.
Abigail Adams?
Yes, that's right. Yep. And then my mother-in-law pointed out that she was the first, but not the only, because Barbara Bush also got to do that.
Oh, right. I did forget. Yeah, I think I knew that fun fact. You knew the presidents, though, and I can only think of John Quincy Adams.
Who was the other one? Now I can't remember.
I don't know. That was your job.
Oh, right. No, it's the original John Adams, and it's why the second one is called John Quincy Adams, because the original John Adams
Okay, there we go.
was this, I think, the second president ever.
I think you're right. Yeah, that was the fun facts we learned on our little walk.
Yeah, and then John Quincy Adams was... Yeah, John Adams is the second, and then John Quincy Adams.
For anyone who's never been, there's just like an endless amount of history in Boston.
And then John Quincy Adams was the sixth president.
Okay, got it. Now we know the whole family tree.
Well, we at least know when they were presidents.
Can we know a little bit about the family tree?
We know a little bit about, yes, correct. We know a little bit about the family tree. Yeah, commemorate's not great. I think I get that word mixed up with commencement.
Really?
Commence and commemora, those two starts.
I could see that. Yeah, they're very like similar looking words.
I'm a very simple person.
How so?
It's not hard to trip me up.
That's because
it's not hard to confuse me.
You're trying to read the words too fast.
Also that.
So when you're moving through life at 150 miles an hour at all times, it's easy to miss the details.
Absolutely.
Is this
as I yawn,
a 3-word episode?
I was going to say, I think we're already going to have to move on from commencement.
I know, I really
commemorate. It's not even the word. Commencement wasn't even the word.
That was a fun one.
So the next one is probably going to sink like a lead balloon. Printer or printer, if you will.
face. I knew you hated that one as soon as you saw it.
It's just sad. Printer.
um, Printer. I mean, I'm just laughing at your face still, so my brain is all over the place. But
The
obviously,
way you just said printer, it sounded like you were getting ready to spell it. Printer. Printer. Latin origin, means to produce or create on paper or another medium.
I was just trying to jog my brain to like be in that zone. And then of course the first thing that it popped into my head was fax, no printer. And I was like, that's not helpful.
Well,
Um,
can I just say, for the record, I want to be very public about this. I loathe that faxing is still a medium that we have to use.
oh yeah, why is that? Please, can
And
someone
it's
explain?
uber prevalent in medicine. You can only
And
fax
banking.
records. You can only, yeah. Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
Why? Like, I just
Why
don't.
has this not become digital? Why is this not email yet? Why? I mean, honestly, and how long it takes people to fax things, you could have put it on a thumb drive and couriered it across the city faster.
Like, yeah, we definitely have digital solutions for most of these problems nowadays. So it's whatever problems faxing solved, which I still don't understand what they are. So if someone could explain that to us, I would greatly appreciate it because, like, why? Why?
So, faxing is the faster version of mail, right? It's supposed to fax you a document faster than sending it in the mail would, which is all fine
Right.
and dandy, except now I can scan that same document
Right.
into an email and send you the digital copy.
Right.
But I guess
Exactly.
the concern is if I send you the digital copy, you might not have a printer to print out a physical copy, but you need a physical copy for some archaic process that requires a physical copy.
That's the part I don't understand. Is like, who still needs the paper?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very annoying.
And it's more annoying when banks or whatever make you fax something to like a digital fax machine. Like,
Yeah, a digital inbox, painful.
why?
So what you're saying is this is going to sit in an email inbox somewhere, and I could have just emailed it directly, but now I have to go find a fax machine to fax this to you.
Yeah. Like, what the hell? I just don't, I just, yeah, I agree. Still don't understand why that's a thing. Um, but I'm also very much a like, who owns a printer person? And apparently a lot of people.
I own one, and I own one of the olds, not old, but a Canon, and I'm thankful that I own a Canon because HP has recently come out with this printer package thing where you can't print with the machine and the ink unless you pay for their subscription service to do so.
You,
And that feels gross.
you can't use the machine itself unless you pay for the subscription service.
No, it quite literally will not let you print. The internet is up in arms about it.
Yeah, that seems a little that seems like a bad move, HP. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't seem like the right choice there. But
Yeah. They don't care. They've committed. They've committed to a bad decision.
is this for all of their machines or just newer ones?
I think, let's see.
Now I'm
Real time fact
curious.
check. Yeah,
I
real time
why
fact
did I
check.
think immediately when you said printer, I was like, no, this one's gonna go down a spiral, and I know it.
Yeah. HP printer subscription mandated. I spelled every one of those words wrong.
I love when I do that.
It's, yeah, the instant ink. Do you have to have instant ink to print? Question mark. Oh, there's an HP community here. It says, how can I print stuff without instant ink? What are the answers? Oh boy. Not loading. It's a sketchy thing. You do not have to just subscribe. If the offer to subscribe is presented, you skip it. Huh. I don't believe that's true, though. Instant ink, HP, printer. Hmm. So I think it's part of the problem with it is it'll like brick it. So if you have ink and like the power goes out or whatever and you restart and you try to print, it'll be like, nope, you're not signed into instant ink, you can't print with this printer, and it'll like make the ink no longer work. Like it's the program interface that causes like a weird brick in the system. But yes, it is only the newer ones.
Annoying. Either
Like
way.
very, very.
Um, who owns a printer? But apparently you do. And apparently lots more people than I realized. But like, here's my question: what are y'all printing?
We have two printers actually.
You
I
have
use
two.
mine.
What are you printing?
Yeah, Olivia had one. Yeah, Olivia had
Oh,
one.
but Olivia's like a teacher. Wait, but what do you?
Yeah, but you
You,
use
yeah,
no.
exactly. And you have a medical office. What the hell do you print?
So I had to print stuff to get my credentialing and stuff done before I had access to go into a hospital or whatever. I had to print that stuff at home. But I actually use my printer more for scanning purposes because it also was a scanner. So like I scan my medical cards and stuff that you have to have a digital copy of. I scan those in. I scan old receipts and stuff. So I keep records of those. So I use my printer as more of a scanner than a printer.
You can do that with your phone, right?
Yeah, I actually this is going to sound so bougie. I don't like the quality of my scan on my iPhone.
Okay, fair
It
enough.
sometimes cuts off in weird spaces and you try and edit it and sometimes the pull square thing doesn't work and I'm like, "You know what? You know what's easier? Using an analog scanner."
Hey, whatever works, that's fine. That makes sense. But hey, at least you use your printer. Like, I'm just so curious. I would love for anyone who wants to reach out and let us know if you still have a printer at home that you don't use for work. What do you use it for?
I was going to say the other thing would be like shipping labels for stuff. I use my printer at home to make like print out shipping labels when I sell stuff on eBay.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, sure. That was like the one thing that I did have a printer for, but when I was doing that like hardcore, I was just gonna get like a shipping label printer because I figured that'd be easier. But like
Yeah,
I stopped
the
doing
well,
that, so I got rid of my printer because I was like, I have nothing else to print ever, and if I do, I'll
yeah,
just send it to FedEx.
the laser thing that prints on the sticky things, I think would be super fun, super
Yeah,
useful.
yeah, that's what I was
Instead of
gonna
having to
get.
have like packing tape separately and everything else. I also now just go to my local Staples, has a UPS drop off and returns Amazon packages. So
Yeah, that is a nice feature. I do like that.
I mostly go there, but I in the coming weeks have a lot of stuff that I would like to list on the bay, on the eBay. So I imagine but again, I go to work and I print the labels at work. Sorry if my office is listening. I print personal things from our computers all the time. Sorry, not sorry. I
Yeah,
take it out of my budget. I don't care.
I used to do that too all the time. That's why I was like, what do I need a printer at home? And it's like, yeah, if I still went to an office, that's what I would do. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real curious. What are y'all using your printers for?
My grandmother used her printer to print off. She makes her own cards for things.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, and like obviously like if you're a crafter, I understand that cuz like when I am crafty and like used to work in the craft industry. So if you're a crafter, you're definitely going to have a printer, if not multiple. I get that.
Yeah.
But like, that's a hobby. That's a tool for your hobby. That makes sense. But like,
Coloring pages. I would print it for coloring pages.
coloring pages, that's a good one. See, again, that's something I would FedEx. I would literally just send them all and then like pick them up.
But at home, it's free.
Is it? You're paying for ink and paper.
Yeah, but if you have a lot of ink already, like I have like cartridges that's been in my printer, has been in it for probably 4 years now at this point. It survived 3 moves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, was it worth the move? But
I think it was like, I don't know, like a $40 printer, and I've had it for, like at least 5 years, I think, because I had it before me and my ex got together. So I've had it for at least going on
oh
6, I guess.
those things
Yeah.
are great. They like never stop working.
No. Well, the old ones for sure. The ones that you don't need that stupid ink subscription, HP. Never. HP's never going to be a sponsor, and that's fine. Hewlett Packard.
We're good with it. It's fine.
Dang it.
We'll take Apple's money.
Does Apple make a printer?
No. For what reason?
I was going to say, Apple does not make a printer, right? Like, there's no way.
No, but if we're going to take a tech sponsor, I'd go with Apple. But yeah, if we're looking for a printer sponsor, I have no idea. That is your realm. Please own it.
I would just like to say for the record that the RK Dixon people who have to come fix all these printers that are in our offices and stuff, y'all are heroes. Because I don't have the patience or the wherewithal to tear into a printer in the middle of an emergency department when you're watching people throw things and people come in dead and you're just there teching away at this printer.
Oh,
trying not to get involved. Oh, man.
And you're just literally like pulling out paper jam after paper jam.
I'm no joke. This one guy had to fix the printer once. He had the entire, it was like one of those huge printers. He had the entire top half taken apart and was looking in the guts of this printer as we're like running a code across the hall. And I like looked up at one point and he was just like wide-eyed staring. And I'm like, man, you gotta focus on your job. I'm focusing on mine. Like,
Oh.
It's tough. It's hard to stay focused about a machine when you got all this other stuff going around.
Yeah, especially if it's dead center and all of the action.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It was the one at the nurse's station. So it's like in the middle of this giant horseshoe. So you can't not, like, every sight line has this guy in it. There's no avoiding watching him do his job. So he's like,
poor guy.
Without even knowing it, yeah, he's in the spotlight. Sorry, guy.
He's like, is there any way we can roll this machine into a different room?
Right. But he got the job done. He came through. He completed it. It printed like a dream.
He was probably like, I'm going to try to get out of here as fast as I freaking can.
Yeah. You know what that printer doesn't do, though? It doesn't send faxes right. That's right. Yeah. So he failed us on the faxing front, but we've decided we don't care about the faxing front.
Oh, good. Good.
The only thing we ever really fax at work, other than like medical record requests, is stuff to the health department. When we get like a positive syphilis or gonorrhea case, we have to be like, hey, health department, we had a positive syphilis or gonorrhea case.
That is an interesting fun fact.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
the health department has to track that stuff, and they track these people down, and they still communicate in fax. State of Massachusetts, if you're listening, get an email address.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, especially for stuff like that. You would think it would be a little more updated. I don't know.
No, we still track STDs the good old-fashioned way.
The good old-fashioned way. Fax and
Analog.
mail only.
Yes, fax and mail only.
So strange. This is the strangest. We live in weird times. I feel like
we do.
I feel like maybe every generation says that, but what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't have anything else on printer.
Yeah, no, me either. That was my main question is if you own a printer.
Who prints what and why?
Yeah. I just curiosity mostly. No judgment. I mean, I just don't have the space, so it had to go.
Yeah, we really don't either, but you can pry my printer out of my cold dead hands, I guess.
Well, we see where your priorities are. Got it.
It's one of those things that I just simply refuse to get rid of. I'm like, no, I will use that one day. I need it. And then like the one time I use it in 3 years, I'm like, see, I had it. I didn't have to go anywhere.
Right. Because the second you get rid of it, you're going to need to print something the next day and you're going to be pissed.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
That's always how it goes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ooh, event tickets. There are some places that still require hard printed event tickets.
My head had just exploded. Did you see that? I was like, really? I can't believe that places still do that. There
was, sweetie, wasn't there a show that we went to that was like, in the fine print, it was like, you have to have printed tickets. We will not take digital tickets.
Yes.
I still think that was a lie, and we showed them our phone, and it was fine.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. For anyone who couldn't hear that, is that anytime I've seen that a couple times, and I was still like, well, obviously my attention to detail is shit, so I would show up without printed tickets, and I was like, we're gonna wing it and hope it's fine. And literally a handful of people had printed tickets, but everybody else just showed their phones. They didn't even look at me twice. So I was like, why is this even in your ticket language if you actually don't care?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think we did. I think we went out of our way to get these tickets printed to make sure that we had them, and then we showed up, tried our phones, or watched other people try their phones, and then showed it, and it was fine.
So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like some places just don't know how to update their email, their auto email that sends, and haven't touched it in a few years or something. But yeah, like there are all these weird instances that I've come across as well. But then once you actually go, people are like, oh yeah, no, you didn't need to print that, or we don't actually need it, or whatever.
Well, this is probably true. We should probably add a caveat. Please do whatever the tickets tell you to do so you don't get turned away at your event.
Don't listen to us. We are not experts on this in any way, shape, or form. So
I don't secretly work for the devil that is Ticketmaster. So.
Right. Yeah. We don't run events or anything. So yeah. Do what the instructions say.
We'll wrap it there.
Perfect. What was the first word? Damn it. I was really trying to wrap it up this episode, and I failed because I forgot what the first word was.
The first word was strike breaker.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The second word was commemorate.
Right. And then printer.
And the third word was printer.
Yeah.
Or printer.
Printer. Right. Yeah, I have no idea how to circle it back to strike breaker. So anyway, this has been fun.
Yeah. It is not really a good strike breaker. Don't be a rat. Why don't we commemorate this evening by not being a rat and print off some coloring sheets? There you go.
You know what? We'll take it. Thanks for listening. Until next time.